Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to This Week in Renewables, your bite-sized roundup of the renewable stories over the last 7 days. Wind, hydropower, solar, anything renewables I discuss. I am your host, Mr. Deji Ogunsola, the voice you can trust. Please don't forget to do all the good stuff, the liking, sharing and commenting. It really does help with the visibility of this podcast. It's fair to say that this week has been dominated here in the UK by Storm Eunice, which has been causing havoc in the UK. I know myself on my kind of journeys over the weekend, I saw many fallen trees, and myself, I was quite lucky with where I parked my car, because if I had not had moving it in the morning, I would have returned to see that a tree had fallen in that same spot. So God was definitely on my side on the weekend. It's only right that we start off with some wind energy news. And interestingly, the wind energy from Storm Eunice has generated 42% of the electricity across the UK. And this is according to the National Grid stats that calculated as of 8:30 on Saturday morning that the wind power accounted for 42% of electricity across the UK. This is dwarfing the fossil fuels, which were 22%, and nuclear, which was 15%. It's important to say that renewable energy, which includes solar, wind and hydroelectric, usually generates a yearly average of electricity of 19.3%. So although there has been some, widespread havoc and destruction, at least there were some benefits to the storms over the UK this weekend. Moving on to the Austrian market, and the Austrian utility company Win Energy has started construction of the 28 megawatt Tramu wind farm, which is located in the Baden district of Lower Austria. It will have a total output of 27.6 megawatts to be precise, and will feature 8 Vestas turbines, and will deliver 51,000 megawatt hours of electricity a year, supplying the equivalent of around 15,000 Australian households. The total investment in this project is in the region of 36 million euros. The managing director, Karl Gruber, recently commented that the Tremua wind farm is an important cornerstone of our climate protection roadmap. With the wind turbines, we generate local and environmentally friendly electricity for thousands of households and businesses, and save 30,000 tons of CO2 every year. So congratulations to everyone involved on that particular project, which has broken ground. More news from the wind sector, and this time a bit further afield in Peru, in South America, and Acciona Energía are to build their first Peruvian wind farm. Construction will start on the 131 megawatt San Juan de Marcona wind farm in Peru, and will be the first renewable project in the South American country. This is the first renewable project for Acciona, I should add, not in general. The project itself will be located in the Ica region and will cost in the region of $180 million. The wind farm itself will consist of 23 turbines, which are expected to be operational by the end of 2023, and will produce 608 gigawatts an hour of electricity, enough to meet the energy needs of 500,000 households. So this is really, really good news. And in a recent article, the Acciona Energy South American Chief Executive, Jose Escobar, has commented, "We are very excited by our first projects in Peru. Our goal is to become a key player in the Peruvian market, as well as an enabler in the country's clean energy transition." So again, very, very good to see that many countries are in line with their objectives, which were set at the CO2 last year. So lots of ambitious targets, and looks like many countries are putting the work in action to make sure those targets are met. Some more news from the wind sector, last but not least, from EDF, who have revealed 50 megawatt Irish wind farms are in plan. This is the proposed Luckray wind farm, which could power more than 35,000 homes and will be located in the townland of Killigee and Shannock. It's fair to say at this particular moment, lots of detailed environmental studies are yet to be carried out, which will include ecology, noise and landscape visual assessments. The result of these studies, together with feedback which is gathered from a consultation process with local communities, it will be used to determine the final wind farm layout and the number of turbines. Moving on from some wind energy to some solar news, and the UK last year added 730 megawatts of new solar in 2021, so it's really good news. This is up for 5.3% on the 2022 figure, so it's now reaching 14.6 gigawatts in total. The new growth in rooftop solar has been fully subsidiary free as well. 369 megawatts of installed solar did come from rooftop, which is the highest total since 2015, as commented by the Solar Energy UK. Similarly enough, it has been estimated that a record 200 gigawatts of solar is to be added in this coming year across the world, and this will potentially surpass the record of 127 gigawatts in accordance to an analysis carried out by Rated Power. Annual research carried out with 100 plus diverse industry experts and 80,000 plus simulations in their software have found that growth could be led by countries with supportive governments, policies and investment strategies. This would happen in conjunction with digitalization, innovation, incentivization and diversification. The survey showed that 53% of industry experts also view grid saturation as a significant challenge. Floating PV offshore and the agrivoltaics were also top of the list. The highest growth potential is perceived in China, according to 64% of the respondents, and closely followed by the US with 62%. India and Australia also made the list with their ambitious renewable plans. Last but not least, some hydropower news. And interestingly, an article I came across over the weekend was that AI is to help with the calculation of hydropower development across the Amazon River. Researchers have employed artificial intelligence for sustainable hydropower development across the Amazon River basin, working across 8 countries in South America. Using AI, they will be able to uncover lost environmental benefits from the 158 existing hydropower dams in the basin, which were first placed with minimal coordinated planning, now causing cumulative and negative effects. So interesting on the use of AI and its integration into the renewable sector. Some final news across the hydropower space, and hydropower project developers and operators in over 40 countries can now apply for funding to help finance an independent assessment of a project's sustainability performance, as the Hydropower Sustainability ESG Assessment Fund is open for applications. As I said, they will be using this tool to assess performance across 12 topics, including biodiversity, cultural heritage, climate change, mitigation and resilience, and water quality. This assessment is used to gain certification under the Hydropower Sustainability Standard. So really interesting news there on the use of this for applications. That sums up this week in Renewables, short and sweet as usual. Don't forget to like, comment and share, and if you have any recommendations, do not hesitate to contact me. As you can see, the lights have gone off for those watching on YouTube, hence the colour change. I've been your host, Mr. Deji Ogunsola. Have a great weekend, keep it green, keep it clean. Take care, goodbye.